All right, good morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a really blessed weekend and, of course, a blessed Shabbat. So, day 26, Psalm 26. So this is a short chapter. All right. So, here we go. Vindicate me, O Yehovah, for I have walked in my integrity. I have also trusted in Yehovah. I shall not slip. Examine me, O Yehovah, and prove me. Try my mind and my heart, for your loving kindness is before my eyes. I have walked in your truth. I have not sat with idolatrous mortals, nor will I go in with hypocrites. I have hated the assembly of evildoers. I will not sit with the wicked. I will wash my hands in innocence. So I will go about your altar, O Yehovah, that I may proclaim with the voice of thanksgiving and tell of all your wondrous works. Yehovah, I have loved the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. Do not gather my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloodthirsty men, in whose hands is a sinister scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in my integrity. Redeem me and be merciful to me. My foot stands in an even place. In the congregations, I will bless Yehovah. You know, one thing is really clear about this. Did you say guru, Shane? No. Or are you talking to somebody else? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. My bad. All right. Anyways, you know, the two things that stand out is first, David is talking about, he's actually asking Yah to prove him, to try his mind and his heart. And then I'm going to skip a couple verses because he says, I will go about your, I will wash my hands in innocence. I will go about your altar, O Yehovah. Verse 8, Yehovah, I have loved the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. But for us to be in that place, for us to desire to be where he's talking, we have to be where he says here, in verse 4 and 5, I have not sat with idolatrous mortals, nor will I go in with hypocrites. I have hated the assembly of evildoers. I will not sit with the wicked. You know, and the thing that's, there's so much compromise in the body. I see it constantly. People are always justifying or making excuses for family members or for people who they really love and have felt close to and are backsliding from Yah. And they want to have rose-colored glasses on because they don't want to acknowledge or see what's happening. And when a person who is supposed to be close to Yah or declares to be of Yah, but yet the things that they do, the things that they compromise on, I know from personal experience that if I am that in the past when I walked in Yah, or when I was in the church before Yah brought me to Torah, when I walked in Yah through the church, and I would go through my moments of just kind of falling away from God or whatever, I didn't desire what David talks about right here in verse 8. I have loved the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. You don't seek to be in the presence of Yah when you're not right spiritually. You don't seek to dwell in his habitation or in the place where his glory dwells, because one, everything in you feels convicted. Two, whatever spirits of sin that is in you because of whatever you're doing that you know is sin doesn't want no part of being there. And so he establishes that I will not sit, I have not sat with idolatrous mortals. So people who, all these people throughout the body, whether it be in the church or whether it be in Messianic and Judaism, stuff like that, all kinds of idolatry. From the Star of Remphan to kippas and all these things that people use, crosses and all of that, and wearing big stuff, or the idols that they use that have nothing to do with Yah, to represent Yah, or whatever the case may be. I mean, this isn't even... The train went behind me. This isn't even this don't even pertain to the sinners, even though it does, but what I'm talking about, it does not. Okay, nor will I go in with hypocrites. Well, we all know what a hypocrite is. Somebody who talks a good talk, says that they walk this way and they live this way, but the fruit of their walk does not provide that. It's all of these things that when we dwell among people like this, or when we make excuses for them, I have hated the assembly of evildoers. How many congregations out there, everything about what they teach and everything else is in contradiction to Yah's word. They declare to be of Yah, they declare to be the children of the Father or of the bride or whatever it is, but everything that they do is in disobedience. Everything that they preach or whatever is in contradiction to the word, because they've put their own man-made doctrines in it, stuff like that. All of these things. And then not to mention the fact that just, if you think that you can be a believer and go hang out with sinners, you think that you can declare that you're of Yah and everything else, and then go hang out with people of the world, it's not going to happen. I don't know why people keep getting this mindset that they're going to save somebody. Nobody's saving anybody. Only Yah saves. And Yah is not going to tell you to go out and go into what's it called? Into the place of the wicked to bring the wicked to righteousness. Yah's not going to put you in the middle of the lion's den on purpose to tell you to bring them out. He's going to bring them to you. He's going to be or put you in a position where it's, for the sake of a lack of better words, a neutral ground, a place where you can witness to them and stuff like that without the atmosphere of everything that is unrighteous. And people keep getting this mindset that they're going to save their friend, or a guy and girl fall in love, and one's a believer, and then she finds out, or he finds out, that the other isn't, and so they marry them thinking they're going to save them, and it never works that way. It always ends up dragging them down, or eventually they end up divorced because one's not going with the other, or they end up having the most horrible marriage. But it never ever works that we are going to go save them. God does not put us in that position. And so, kind of went off on another tangent there, but so when we look at what David says, I have not sat with the idolatrous mortals, nor will I go in with the hypocrites. I have hated the assembly of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. When we don't do these things for any reason, when we don't make excuses for family or friends or whatever who are like this, and dwell with them and hang out with them, when we're not doing that, then we have that desire that David talks about in verse 8. Yehovah, I have loved the habitation of your house and the place where your glory dwells. Because when we are walking right before Yah, when we are doing what he says to do, to not sit with the wicked, to not partake with the unholy and the unrighteous, to not do the things or the hypocrites, but you clean your camp. You clean your camp, you clean your proverbial house, you clean your life up, and you remove those who say one thing and live another, and it's all in contradiction to Yah's word. You remove those out of your life who are not of Yah, or who are pretenders, and clearly the fruit of their walk is not right. Now, do you stop talking or whatever? No. Witness to them, of course. Pray for them, definitely. But we don't make them a part of our everyday life. We don't allow them in, because you're just allowing the enemy to give a place. You're giving the enemy a place so that he can use through others a way to weaken us, a way to break us down. And like I've said a million times, and I know I'll say it 10 million more times, we are at the time in life and in the word and in everything of where Yah is at and what we're doing and everything else. It's time to button up our life and our walk with Yah like we never have before. It's time to quit playing around. It's time to clean our house. It's time to clean our walk. It's time to get convicted and walk the most righteous and holy life that you ever thought imaginable. It's time to get that mentality and that desire and that hunger to chase after him like never before. Because I'm watching people falling away left and right around me because they're compromising, because they're allowing excuses, and they're not standing up. And then I see brothers and sisters and stuff patting them on the back or saying, oh, it'll be okay, they'll come back around or whatever. And it's like, fine, pray for them to do so. But Yah also says to separate yourself from those who would drag you down. And if we don't, then we risk falling into the same trickery that they have fallen into. So anyways, I could just keep going on, but so as you go about the day today, be mindful of who it is that you really associate with. You know, for me, if where I work, whenever we have these classes and stuff, sometimes we have these 4-hour safety classes or whatever, and everybody's all bunched together and everybody sits together and stuff like that. I don't sit with anybody because they all cuss. A couple of them say that they're believers, but they don't do anything that acts like believers. They get caught up in the same perverted conversations and everything else. I sit by myself. I separate myself from them because we're supposed to be set apart. And when they come and ask me, hey, what are you doing, I start talking about Yah. You know, take long for them to end the conversation and walk away. They're not interested in it. And I'm not interested in their worldly conversations. So I separate myself from them. And, they seem real cool. A couple of them, they're funny. I like them and stuff like that. But I'm still not going to hang out with them. Because light and darkness don't go together. Period. So be the light. Pierce the darkness. But don't hang out with the darkness. Do as David was talking about. Desire to be in the house of Yehovah. To be in his presence. And the way for us to truly want that is when we are clean with ourselves, That's why David said, try me, try my heart, try my mind, try my integrity. Amen? Alright. Love y'all. Have an awesome, blessed day wherever you're at. Be safe. May Yah's covering and protection be upon you in all ways. And may the armor of Yah be upon you to withstand and overcome everything that the enemy throws at you. And may your words be few. And may your blessings be many. Shalom, shalom.